Okay, it looks like Marina's back on, so we'll just get started. So thanks everyone who joined. Um, it's been a very exciting and productive year and a little bit for WINCC, I would say. And Diana is going to walk us through a lot of what we've been up to. And although the pandemic certainly put us behind on that schedule a little bit, we've still been able to do some really exciting things and have some very exciting things to look forward to. I did just want to highlight the events for the meeting because just make sure it's on everyone's calendar. So the mixer for WINCC, in which we will have actually mixology lessons that Diana championed to have for us. Oh, there she's back. Okay. Hi, Diana. So you can tell us about the WINCC events then and then do the presentation as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys, I had to introduce Neha, actually, is giving our grand rounds, and I've got my time zones mixed up. So thankfully, it's being recorded. But she's off and running and doing her grand rounds. So, so here we are. We have a couple of fun events planned. Monday night is the family night. Did you already go over that, Deepa?
Not for everyone who just joined. We were just starting to talk about it.
Oh, okay. So we have the family night, and that is a pajama party with prizes for the best pajamas. Bring your kids, your pets, your furry kids, your human kids. There's going to be a short movie, a craft, and also the pajama party. I think I'm representing that well, but it's just really to gather and get families together like we intend to do every year. And then Tuesday night is what normally would be our reception, and that is going to not be connected to our lecture like it normally is. And IRES has generously supported this, and they're hiring a mixologist to teach us how to do, mixed drinks. If you don't drink alcohol, they'll still teach you how to make quite a fruity drink. And it's just, again, time for networking and gathering and something fun to do since we can't do it in person. And then Friday of next week, of course, is our annual speaker series, and that's Dr. Cherie Chase, and she's going to be speaking on her story mainly and how she made it through neurocritical care all the way to the C-suite. She's the executive VP, and she's also director of the Women's Center that was funded by Maya Angelou in North Carolina before she passed away. So having said that, we're just going to go over some of the stuff that WINCC has gone through, some of the plans for the future. I'll talk to you about what we've done, where we're going a little bit, and then Deepa will go over kind of some exciting future plans that we have, and then just a call to action for all of you to help us get this new endeavor off the ground. Okay, so if I could share my slides for a second, I will do so. So basically, for those of you, there are a lot of you here that have been involved in WINCC, and those who are not or haven't been. What our essence is really to come together to support women in their complex lives as professionals in neurocritical care, to help them obtain a growth in their national presence, and then also be supportive in the role that they may have as a spouse, daughter, and mother, which does get sometimes gets overlooked, but can certainly impact one's career as they're growing. And then, of course, as with any growth, one uses the pillars of growth that came prior, and that was Chase, Wright, Brophy, Co., Bowling, and we stand upon them to further grow and expand. And so when I took over the chair position, I thought, how best can we, grow WINCC and get people who aren't maybe as involved in NCS to become involved and champion other women. And so we held an open election. That's a little atypical process within NCS, but I think it's becoming more accepted. through the different committees and sections. And so we got Dr. Deepa Malayandi, also in Ohio. I was in Ohio at the time that all of this started. So we were two Ohioans, you know, kind of deciding what direction WINCC would move next. And so this NCS, at the end of this NCS meeting, I will be retiring, and not officially, I'm not that old just yet, and then she will become the chair. And then Deep and I came up with the subsections and then found an amazing group of women who are very passionate subsection leaders, and we ran with it. So that was our story to start, and so we came up with these groups: the family subsection, the mentoring subsection, the MINCs for WINCs, those are men in neurocritical care for women in neurocritical care, the diversity subsection, and communications. And so the family subsection had Elisa Foray and Abby Lanou, and I was, Deep and I divided up the subsections as oversight and assistance and talking and trying to get money or whatever we could do to help them. And this subsection tackled the task of bringing on-site childcare to NCS last year, and I think that was successful. People seemed very happy with it, and it is a plan moving forward yearly. I know this year's plans got a little bit disrupted, as a lot of things in our lives did, and there's certainly plenty of options for virtual childcare to be able to assist you during this virtual meeting. And doing this made us really the first neurology, neurosurgery based meeting to have on-site childcare and critical care, I believe, too. And so this year we actually were able to secure funding for childcare had it happened. One of the companies, IRAS, was interested in supporting that completely, and we hope to work with other companies in the future to support women and their endeavors, and be able to not have to worry about their children at home and be able to bring them and have appropriate care. And so also last year we had our first annual Families Night at the old Spaghetti Factory, and we're about to have our second annual one. So that starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and kind of 8 p.m. Eastern time. So for some a little bit later and some a little bit earlier, but this is where we are, and we're excited about it. So I'll be there. I don't have any more kids. I mean, kids that want to participate, I think, but I'm still going to be there in my jammies. All right. So mentoring subsection, Hannah Noblisa, and please, ladies, if you have anything to add, just interrupt me. If I'm not, if there's more, or I'm not saying this appropriately, or you have something additional to say about it, please. With this one, we worked with the trainee section for the mentorship mingle and paired women mentors with women trainees. We co-sponsored the mentorship mingle with the trainee section. We created a WINCC speakers list for availability to obviously NCS itself, universities and medical society meetings. And that is still going through a process where we will be able to track it, how many people have used it, and get feedback. So that's going to continue to grow and evolve as one of our big things. We created this WINCC logo, and there's still WINCC apparel for sale. And then created the WINCC corner in NCS Currents with a monthly contribution to it. And I hope you find those useful, and hopefully we will continue to do that and be able to really call out women who have done really, are doing wonderful things in pushing the field and in their research and in their growth, whatever it may be. MINCs for WINCs never totally got off the ground like we wanted it to, but I had some help from my other half. And he definitely did create an option for women in academics to kind of have a review of their packet for promotion and letter options. He's definitely been a champion as Stefan Mayer has, to end manels, and encouraged other senior leaders to do the same, and leading by example within their own institutions and leadership areas. And then, of course, the dual medical marriage is always something that we talk about. And as we kind of move through growth together in different leadership roles, it becomes even more of an interesting and fun challenge, but definitely it's an uncharted territory, I think, a little bit. And a lot of doctors are marrying each other. Okay, this is our choice. You know, we don't have time for anybody else, so these are our choices. and so diversity subsection. So this is going to be a big thing kind of going forward. Deepa, do you want to say it? Do you want to talk about this since you had oversight about this, or Holly, you want to add anything? Are you muted?
I am muted. Is Holly?
Hey, Diana, I just wanted.
In case she wants to talk about it, let me see.
Oh, did somebody else?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm on the phone. Hey, it's Holly.
Hi,
Hey.
Holly.
But I'll let Deepa go ahead because I'm driving.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sounds good. So, basically, there's been a necessary move to improve our diversity efforts in the society, as well as many other places. But essentially, you know, part of Diana's brilliance in leadership was to really to motivate us and to support us to sort of build what we thought would be an important trend, developments within WINCC. And one of the things that we did want to create was a diversity subsection. And really, Diana, do you want to advance to the next slide? Sorry.
Sure.
Okay.
I think we talk a little bit on the communications there, but do you want me to take you to that?
Sure, and then we'll pop back maybe.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Or we can defer. Okay, so essentially, you know, we've submitted a proposal for an actual inclusion and neurocritical care committee, which was really a shared championship, I guess, from the top down of NCS, really from the board of directors and executive committee, really asked us to think about, essentially we were so successful, particularly Diana and everybody who contributed before, in just pioneering and championing for women in neurocritical care. We did such a good job that we've been, I think, organically recruited to do the same for other diverse sections in the society. And so some of the changes Diana alluded to going forward would be, you know, having WINCC be a subcommittee within this committee, as well as, you know, a sexual and gender minorities subcommittee and an underrepresented ethnicities and neurocritical care, as well as intersectional concepts subcommittee. And we realize that's a very big subcommittee, but we're hoping that what the proposal is to have the flexibility to create additional subcommittees based on the needs and the scope of work that ends up arising out of, hopefully, all of your contributions to the committee going forward. We will still also have an inclusion in neurocritical care section, because we do want to be, I think one of the things we've benefited from in WINCC is having that ability to have open eyes and ears towards our section members and getting as much input as we can from our membership. And something Diana has always really supported and talked about was listening to the members and doing what the members ask for, which is one of the reasons she had the elections and surveyed for what people wanted to see WINCC achieve. And so the plan is to still continue that and hopefully have all of us sort of support each other, regardless of what our diversity or our background might be, to sort of work together to help things get better for everybody. And so that is, we should hear about that. I think there will be, based on the board of directors meeting and based on the vote, we should have an answer on that proposal. I think the announcement will come on Wednesday if that gets voted to be approved. But I did want to share that that is a proposal going forward. Sorry, Diana, you can have back. Sorry to make you jump around.
There we go. So I think this is a big move for us to be able to, you know, support everyone underrepresented. And I mean, when you think about it, there are going to certainly be people who may fit into 2 or 3 categories in that underrepresented section. And I think we absolutely need to just continue that kind of idea of lifting people up if they have particular hurdles in front of them in any way, shape, or form out where they are practicing. We don't know, you know, what it's like where they are, but we can certainly share our collective experiences and how we've overcome some of that. And I think that this is going to be great. And so if anybody that you know that can contribute to it or would want to be a part of this, I think this is the time to really build something from the ground up. And there's no doubt that things in our world have definitely shaped this into something that everybody needs everywhere. So we are excited to kind of be at the forefront of doing this for an organization that we love. So having said that, we also have an amazing communication subsection, and this is really going to grow, I think, some more as we become a committee. We had that. I even tried to send an email on that one web page, and I don't know, we never really communicated great in the little space that we had. So we were always trying to use social media and get things going. And now I really believe that we are going to see that really thrive some more. And so we will work with the social media teams at NCS and put out things again for people within Inc. Who have done something great, got a grant, got promoted, something big like that. We really want to kind of put it out there and say, hey, look at this, look at what happened, and also work with our colleagues in other groups who are supporting either women or any kind of inclusion group within, say, like the SCCM. I mean, we can partner with them and create collective plans and even potential gatherings in the future. So that was led by Kimberly Levasseur Franklin. I'm sorry, Kimberly, if I butchered that. And then Marin Darcy has taken that over this year. And I believe that we're working on a web page as well that people will be able to interact with a little bit more. So. And then I get to pass the rainbow tiara. I don't have a rainbow tiara because I left it in Ohio getting here, but I have one that Deepa will get in the mail, and I hope that this to be our new tradition moving forward, so that we can, you know, really move this forward and move this on. We can decide if we don't like the rainbow tiara that it can be something else, but it's certainly been my honor to serve in this capacity. It was absolutely personal for me because you know, not having kids and being in a dual medical marriage, in both marriages, not that you like to say that, but that is the reality, is, you know, it was rough, and I didn't want you guys to have to face some of the choices that I had to face in order to do the right thing for my family and to try to excel. And so I really feel like I've achieved this. I've met a whole new group of friends with this group of women, and it's been a blast working with them. I know I'll continue to work with them, but I really look forward to seeing Inc. approved and the new chair, Deepa, being successful. I'll be there in the background when she needs me, and kind of pushing things forward in any way, shape, or form. WINCC isn't going away. Deepa already said that. It's part of a greater thing, and so I believe it will continue to grow stronger and support women and all the things that we've already done. We're just going to add that to a greater good. So with that, I'm good at, before I talk about ways to get involved and everything else, does anyone have any questions?
I don't have a question, Diana. It's Alyssa and Deepa. I just want to make a comment. Like, I think the ink idea is amazing. And I think it's so forward thinking, and you guys are really to be congratulated. I don't know whose brainchild it was or if it was sort of a group effort, but it's exactly what we need right now. And I think it's really wonderful. And, you know, I know I've slipped into the background for various reasons this year. I want to thank you all for running with the ball with the families thing, and just I'm excited about joining that on Monday. My kids will stay up a little late for that, but it's okay.
So I want to chime in and really thank Diana and Deepa for their leadership. I think you know, this group was founded several years ago. Lori Shutter was instrumental. And I think you really guys took it forward. And so thank you very much for your leadership. I will be at that board of directors meeting on Monday, and we'll be rooting for approval of that. And Narissa, I'm sure will do a good job presenting that. So Deepa, I don't know if you'll be calling in for that piece.
Yeah, actually Diana and Narissa will obviously be there, but Diana and I will both be there for that. So we're looking forward to it and appreciate all the support we can get.
Yeah, definitely.
The last thing I wanted to mention as well is 2 years ago at the meeting, a group of us formed like an author group to look at gender parity trends within neurocritical care. And it took us a while because we had to, the data was very sketchy because of the two changes in the database, and we had to manually verify data. And so today, our manuscript #1 was accepted for publication. So you'll see that coming out in Neurocritical Care. It's the first one of 3 papers that we want to publish. The second one has been reviewed, has to be revised and resubmitted, but I'm certain that that will get accepted too. So the first one is the longitudinal parity, strengths, and leadership, and that's the one that got accepted. So be on the lookout.
That is wonderful news. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And
Many people.
Sorry, Suzanne, go ahead.
I just wanted to say kudos to the whole team. We were a whole team of people, and everybody really lifted hard, and it was a true team effort.
That's great. And yes, I'm sorry for Lori Shutter, you know, of course, and I didn't include her in my initial thing because this was really, this is a last minute thing. I'm on service this week. And I put on a dress for you guys. So Lori Shutter, I mean, it goes without saying that you were definitely part of that instrumental group, and thank you so much, and thank you for being our speaker last year. That was really wonderful, and then to be able to do it in person. And I was hoping the same for Dr. Chase, but we'll invite her again in the future, I'm sure. So any other questions? Hannah, do you have anything to say? Is Hannah there?
No, I'm just happy to be part of this group, proud, because compared to other societies and organizations, this really is very supportive of women, this society, and specifically this section. I always advise junior women who feel lost to find a village to support themselves and to like sponsor them, mentor them. And this group has everything that any woman in the field of academic medicine or private medicine, like we have each other's backs in this group. So thank you, and thank you for your leadership. We will still continue to bug you. You have no choice.
We have to have our New Mexico, like when the pool is done, our WINCC, we were going to do a thing in Phoenix this year where we were going to try to all go to a spa together, but anyways, we'll do it at my house, even better. So Yes, thank you.
But thank you.
Any other questions? Anyone new on here that that might have any questions or ways they wish to know to be involved, that want to speak up? Okay, all right. Narissa, do you have anything to say?
Just gratitude for an amazing group of women that I'm privileged to be working with. I would be shocked if this Inc. proposal does not go through. It was so well prepared by all of you, and you know, our job now is as board members to take this across the finish line, and so that's what we're going to do. I will do everything I can to make this so. But I think we have the support of the executive committee, the officers, and I think the presentation is pretty flawless. So hopefully there will be very little controversy around it. But I think it's the right thing to do, and wouldn't happen without all of you. So I'm really proud to be part of that group. I will say just maybe one of the things that's come up, I'm sure for all of you, is COVID has been an incredible challenge and has disproportionately affected women. We are seeing data now that, you know, women are just, you know, with all the childcare issues, in addition to the frontline work that we all do. I think this has been an area in academics and in clinical care that we all really have to step up and protect each other, because I think the fallout from this is incredible. And I think the national societies are starting to see it. But I think the local kind of areas where we work is where it's going to hit home. So whatever we can do to advocate for you know, sort of protecting our kind of leadership positions, our teaching roles, all of those things, because I think we're being asked to do yet another job on top of everything else we're doing. So I think it's going to be a really critical time. I worry about our junior people sort of, you know, not continuing on the path, and sort of it's a very, very vulnerable time for all of us. So I would say we need each other more now.
So on that note, Narissa, do you think that one of the things we could spearhead is helping each other in some way, shape, or form? Probably this is going to be the entire school year, I'm suspecting, and maybe even if it's just like helping out each other, since we do have this platform of Zoom, by giving lectures from, but that sounds like a great thing, you know, if you're getting from people all over the world, like not the big grand rounds, but like the simple things with the residents or the fellows, you know.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea to brainstorm, you know, using the positive aspects of remote working, and our reach is a lot farther. And so whether it's a social media or some way to have sort of support groups for folks, you know, I think many of us have found our village, as Hannah so nicely said, but I think there's a lot of people who feel quite isolated and vulnerable right now, and trying to just get their job done with their head above water, but barely. So whether it's around wellness, mental health, just knowing they're not alone in the struggle, I think those things are valuable. They don't have to be a lot of work for us. And maybe it's even sort of online content that's pre-made so that it's easy access at all time zones. I think it's something to think about for moving forward, how we can sort of have a broader reach at this very critical time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to jump in because I was watching the chat thread and I saw that Jessica and Gabrielle are new to the group, both of them. So we welcome you guys and definitely look forward to having you. It looks like Jessica's pediatric neurocrit care. But thank you both for joining us today, and we look forward to including you in everything that we do. So welcome to the group.
Yes.
I was also going to say, if there's any ideas of other things that you hope to see us accomplish in the coming year, and as we evolve into Inc., I'm just jotting down all the ideas people are sharing. So please, this is the opportunity for you to speak up.
One other thing we should all be aware of, Sherry Chow is doing so much with the international consortium regarding neurologic complications of COVID. We should also work to support her if people have not joined her consortium. If your institution has not, please reach out to her and become part of that group to help gather information. So she and Molly McNett both have been the leaders in setting that up. So they both should be recognized.
Well, again, I don't want to take people's time if there's not much else to say. I want you guys to be able to just, if you can, come Monday night or Tuesday night or both, and then certainly try come to the Friday WINCC keynote address. That Dr. Chase was my former partner. We were fellows together, and it's going to be. She gives an amazing talk, and so I hope you enjoy it as much as I know I am. And again, thank you for your belief in me and helping to support WINCC and moving everything forward. I do have a lot of T-shirts and apparel still of WINCC. We're not getting rid of those, right? We're just adding another T-shirt, right, Deepa? We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're still going to have our flowery brain, but we're going to have something, different for ink that will be just as artistic, hopefully coming out of the similar person who created the WINCC logo, which was Hannah's brother-in-law. I believe so. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so
For those of us who still write things down on a piece of paper, can we go over the times for all the things next week? I've got 8 p.m. Eastern time for the Monday family night pajama party, and then will you go over the times?
yeah, I can. Marin, do you
It's will be the 8 p.m. as well for the networking mixology hour on Tuesday night.
I'm laughing simply because yesterday I text the group and in the midst of like 24 patients with 10 subarachnoids, I did them backwards. I did the times complete like we were going to be, anyways, it goes earlier on the West Coast and later on the East Coast, not the opposite. So, all right, so 8 p.m. And then Marin, do you have the time? I think it's like 12.
12, I think it's 12 or 12:45 to see for the WINCC keynote.
Let me just pull it up. It's
12:45.
12:45. That's what I thought. Yeah.
12:45.
Eastern. Yeah, Eastern.
Yeah,
Eastern time. Yes.
12:45 Eastern time.
Yeah. So for you, Elise, I guess. Oh, you're Eastern now. I keep forgetting.
We're always Eastern.
I know you are always Eastern.
Detroit is Eastern too, actually. It's just very far west.
You were always East. Oh, geez, Louise. Okay. All right. I need to go see patients, ladies. Anything else that we want to address or anything else you want to see done, please. Let's see each other Monday and Tuesday and Friday, and then Deep and I and all the ladies on the leadership team are always available by text or email or anything else. So, okay. Thank you again. We'll see you. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.